Today I thought it would be very interesting to do a comparison between a cheaper entry-level e-bike and an expensive high-end e-bike. I'm going to compare their specs, their stats, and how they feel to ride so that you know what more money gets you when you're buying an e-bike. The two e-bikes I have chosen for this comparison are the Go City by Go Power Bikes and the Mile Cola Bear. I have individual reviews for each of these e-bikes, so if you want, you can go check them out after this video. Now, the Go City by Go Power Bike, this is our affordable e-bike, and I chose it because it is nice and it's pretty solid. I would totally recommend, and actually for its price, it's really good. Right now it's down to $899, $100, and you know, this being so nice, it's going to make for an interesting comparison. I chose the Mile Cola Bear e-bike for this review because while it is the most expensive e-bike I own, it is also one that I've come to love for when I want to go off-roading or to just go on a joyride due to its big battery. Comparing two quality e-bikes at vastly different prices makes for a very interesting comparison. But before we dive in, let's roll the intro! Obviously, the gap in performance is going to be pretty huge. Also because they're in two very different classes. So the Go City e-bike, it's a class 2 and it tops at around 21 miles an hour, while the Mile Cola Bear is a class 3 e-bike that tops out at around 30 miles an hour. The Go City has a 48 volt, 10 ampere hour battery, and here you have a rear hub 500 watt motor. Now, while on the Mile, the battery is a 48 volt, 17.5 ampere hours, and you have a 750 watt mid-drive motor. So as you can see, I'm on my high-end e-bike, the Mile Cola Bear. So let's talk about the big differences first. So motors. This is a name brand Bafang 750 watt mid-drive motor. And so the differences with HOVSCO, guys, is that mid-drives, they're going to be a lot torquier. So they're going to be better for hill climbing, faster accelerations. And so for example, this motor can get you up to 160 Newton meters of torque. On a similar motor, a 750 hub, your torque is probably going to be like 80 Newton meters at best. Okay, now we're in the Go City e-bike. This one, so the motor. So this is a rear hub. It's a no-name brand, and it is a 500 watt motor. This one does peak higher. It peaks at like a 750. Guys, and I have to say, for a 500 watt motor, this guy feels more powerful. It's super torquey and it's peppy. I mean, of course it doesn't compare to the mid-drive from the Cola Bear, but I would say, well done, Go Power. Okay, so now our second very important component is the battery. So guys, range is more expensive. So in this one, so on your high-end e-bike, you're gonna have usually an integrated battery. So it's gonna be integrated into the frame, which keeps it protected, keeps the battery protected. And it also gives the frame a way more sleeker look, which I love. So the range, right? So this is a 48 volt, 17.5 ampere hour battery. On pedal assist, this should give you a range of about 50. All right, second very important component, the battery. So with this, with the Go City, we have a 48 volt, 10 amp hour battery. This one is a no name. So it's not going to last you as long as a name brand battery. It does say on the website that it's down for 800 cycles of charging. So that's pretty good. With this one, you're going to be getting a range of about, I'll say 20 miles at the most with pedaling. And it's a very nice, it's a very light e-bike. So that's gonna help with your range. The other thing I wanna talk about batteries is that, as you can see, this one is not integrated into the frame. It's on the back. To me, it doesn't look as sleek, and your battery is not gonna be protected from the elements when you're riding. All right, so with your high-end e-bike, this one has a full suspension. So the front suspension, it's a name brand. So it's an XCM30 SR Suntour suspension. It's a pretty decent suspension. So you can, and what I like too is that it has adjustability, so you can like lock and unlock it. Once you have it unlocked, that means it's going to start working, right? Like going up and down. You have your other knob here, and then you can adjust how much of that up and down you want depending on your weight. So with this one, we also have a rear suspension, and this one is on the stiff side and it's not adjustable. This one is a cheaper component, but it's still enough to give you that amazing feel and comfort of a dual suspension. Now let's check the suspension in action. Woo! This is the bounciest e-bike I have. Of course, it's the only one with dual suspension. Super fun, guys. Yeah, let's talk about suspension. So with this one, you get a very cheap front suspension. I mean, I'm happy that you at least get something. This one's going to have about 40 millimeters of travel. And just so you know, like the difference with the Aquamile, with that one, you're gonna get 100 millimeters of travel. So that's a big difference. And let's see if you can see it move. I feel it. You know, this 40 millimeters, it's going to be enough to get rid of some of the bumps and cracks from the road and just give you more comfort while you're riding. And you get hydraulic disc brakes. Oh, that stopped you on a dime. So this Go City e-bike has mechanical disc brakes, and we're gonna stop and check them out. Oh, so for being mechanical, they are pretty good. It's a Philel. I've never heard of this brand, Philel mechanical disc brakes. And but you know, for mechanical brakes, they stop pretty good. The difference though is that you do have to pull harder on the brake levers than you would with hydraulic, and it does require more distance to stop than hydraulic brakes. For mechanical and being such a light e-bike, I'm okay with this brakes. Okay, so with this Aquamile e-bike, you can climb super easy. We're at like a 10% incline, and even with my low battery, I'm going up it 15 miles an hour. So no doubt a mid-drive is gonna do your climbing really easy. Okay, I'm with the Go City now, going up the same hill as I did obviously with the Aquamile. It's taking the hills super easy. The difference is that I can hear the motor. It's working much harder. For your crankset, chainring, freewheels, and shift levers, you get all Shimano like name brand components on this one. And while the Go City will have like one of those, being a Shimano, it's like the lower end part. Like for example, the derailleur here, you do get a Shimano, but it's like the lowest one, it's a Shimano Tourney. And over here, you get a Shimano Altus, which is one step above. So as you can see, there are some pretty big differences between an affordable e-bike and a more expensive one. So as the famous saying says, you do get what you pay for. To recap, with more expensive e-bikes, you get name brand components, which do make a big difference with reliability, longevity, range, performance, comfort, and safety. Now, if you're in a budget and want to save a lot of money, because this is a $2,000 e-bike and this is a $900 e-bike, then the Go City by Go Power Bike has my full recommendation. You might require more trips to the shop, and it won't last you as long, but it's still a good one. I hope this video was helpful in order to pick your first or your next e-bike and are on a budget, are conscious about your budget, of course, like most of us are. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. I will see you tomorrow back for another video. And whatever you're doing, happy riding!